Hello there, it's Jeanetta, and welcome to our June monthly coloring page. This month is all about zinnias. I do believe that zinnias are the happiest flowers you could find. The colors are just so bright, so vibrant, and there's just a rainbow of them. I love how sometimes the underneath sides are a completely different color than the top of the petal. So I thought that's what this month we're gonna look at. As with a lot of flowers, you're going to start with a center point, and everything kind of radiates in a circle out from there. I like to draw the stem in, even in the beginning sketches, just so that I can make sure it's positioned correctly. And the center of the zinnia flower has these wonderful tiny little flowers around the center. They're just so cute. I wonder if you could pick them and make a little bouquet for your dollhouse. The petals of the zinnia are elongated. They almost look like a ceiling fan to me. The ends are kind of blunt and flat. They don't come to a rounded point. So when you draw them from this center point, everything sort of comes out like spokes on a wheel. And I generally start with them going in the 4 directions, north, south, east, and west. And then I begin to space things out and fill in between those original 4. Here we want to show that this petal is maybe raised up a little bit, so we've shortened it a little bit, and it'll become a little bit more evident later on as to how we will continue to get that effect. You want to finish filling in the rest of your petals, drawing under each other. Some are hidden. Sometimes only the little edge shows. I love zinnias also because they just look like this ruffled petticoat. Some only have 1 layer of petals, some will have 2, and then you come across some that are just I don't know how many layers there could be. They almost look like a full-on hoop skirt, or what is that they do? The azalea trail. They look like those azalea trail dresses that they wear in Alabama. Once again, we're going to foreshorten that petal, so it's a little bit squattier. Drawing, like I've always said, is just about learning to put lines and shapes together. Anyone can learn how to draw. It just takes practice. I have been drawing all of my life, that I could say. There was a little visitor on this zinnia, little granddaddy long legs. And you can see how the petals curl and cup, some that haven't fully opened. And this is the little bud. It's all closed up. But like I said, I've been drawing my whole life. I'm about to turn 42 years old. So, when you do something for 42 years, you kind of become good at it. And even if you do something for 1 year, Even if you do something for 1 month consistently, you're going to become better at it. And that's what drawing is. It's muscle memory. It's learning to see things with your eye. It's learning to recreate just space and shapes and forms. Coming in with my micron pens and just going over the pencil sketches. This is where you can correct any mistakes or fill in, make the shapes a little, fine-tune those that you feel like you didn't get in the pencil. We'll go back and erase all the pencil later on. I like to use the brush pen just to give those thicker lines. Like I said in the past, the bolder the line or the shadow that you put behind something, it's going to raise it up from the other elements of the drawing that are underneath it. Here we are, that shorter area, the shorter petal that I was talking about. We'll do some heavy shading underneath those areas and really just sort of lift it off of the rest of the flower. Giving some texture with the fine lines. You want to draw those in the direction of the petal. They also help aid in shaping the petal, giving it like a value, some shading, and keeps it from looking so flat. The center, we're just making these little curlicue shapes. You can really just sort of abstract that in, give a suggestive form to it. There's nothing definite about it. It's more of just a texture area. I love growing zinnias. They last for a really long time in the garden. They kind of bloom all summer long, and the petals are very sturdy. They're thick petals. They're not delicate or fragile in any way. And even when the flower gets what you would consider past its prime, I still think they're beautiful. They have that slightly, decomposing, distressed, I guess is the word I'm looking for, look about them, but still beautiful. And I finished inking in the other flowers. You use pretty much the same technique that you did in that first one. And here I've got it scanned and printed out. That's what you would get online when you print it. And we're going to use some of my alcohol markers just to add some color. I like using the alcohol markers. I haven't used them a lot in my art career really since college. We used them for a brief assignment, but I really enjoy them. The color blends really well. You don't often see the streaks that you do in water-based markers. And the colors, they dry a little differently than when they first go down. Sometimes they look a little muddy when they first go down, or a little strong, but they kind of fade and blend out. When I'm working on areas that I want to add some shading, I go in with a darker color first. And you can see I'm putting it under the edges of the petals. And then I'm going to come back with a lighter color and sort of blend that all in together. Sometimes when you purchase sets, you will actually get a blender pen, which is basically just a blank color. I guess it's just alcohol based, whatever the alcohol medium is. And mine didn't come with that. Lots of times I just use the lighter colors, but I guess you could probably get the same effect if you used a little bit of rubbing alcohol on a paintbrush. Final touches, I'm coming back in with a white gel pen just to give it some highlights in areas. I like the way the gel pen works over the alcohol markers. It kind of fades into them a little bit. And if you make a mistake, like right there, they're a little bit easy just to wipe away. Well, I think I'm about finished with this one. Thanks so much for continuing to support me and my artwork. I hope you have fun with these coloring pages and that you learn a little something from the videos that I'm sharing with you. I look forward to hearing from you. Remember to show me your coloring pages on Instagram or on my Facebook page at Jeanetta Darley Art and Words. I will see you next time. Go out and enjoy nature. Find something that you want to draw.